Hello, this is Kadir Stonks Trades, and today I'm here going over the top percent gainers of today, July 8th, um, Thursday. So today we had pretty top runners, couple 50% plus runners, plenty of volume, and so I'm gonna go over a couple of them. I didn't enter any trade today, but I will go over the trade I went into yesterday. That ended up being a loss. So let's get started. So top percent for the today was CARV, CARV, CAD News, Financial Urban. So it's pretty much regular press release, nothing too crazy. Let's go over on the daily first, and let's see the technical side. So as we see, it's a gapper play, probably gapped up maybe 40-50% before it actually did the run. It's a nice gap. It's a multi-day breakout as well. I mean, multi-week, month breakout. Opened up, pulled back a little bit, and broke out. No resistance in sight. 2 million resistance right here, and 2 million. That's 4 million probably. Pre-market probably traded way over that. So next area of resistance was back here, back in June of 2020, where it had like 15 million, 60 million volume at 22. So if you were to enter right around here for the break or even the pullback, it's great risk reward, great, great pattern, great history. The history shows that previously it gaps up, runs, and over the next few days or weeks settles back down until the next gap up and run and does the same sort of activity. So as you can see, pre-market, great pattern, a good spike up, consolidation, and then you see this pullback right here up to like 1650s, and then let me go even deeper into the 1 minute. That's pretty much very specific to how you're gonna play this, or how I would have maybe played it. So first halt, after seeing the first halt with couple quarter million volume traded in the first couple minutes, this would have for sure got me intrigued to wanting to hop in. Always the first halt is probably the best entry, and especially after this second go, right here would have been a great ass entry, risking off of what low of consolidation or even a little this pullback. As you can see, follow the 13 EMA until it up here. It just traded and halted and halted and halted. And now, and then right around 8 Pacific time, came down about 50% of its move. Pretty typical with these. But if it held that 50% of its move, it's most likely to do another move on up. Um, that's, I guess, like a spike and drops down 50% and holds the VWAP. That's a great pullback. So right here would have been, well, right around here would have been a nice trade as well at the 25. You have previous area right here, tested this area, and then you have this before it, and as well as the VWAP. So entering into here for the risk being pretty much It's almost like $1.50 or $2. Profit potential, high a day, most like high a day, which is that's what we hope. But that's just foresight of what we what's the risk reward depending. So it did spike. Once it spiked, consolidated, spiked again. So this is a pretty great risk reward right around here. Great risk trade right around here also as well. It's a great first green day, as well as a multi-day breakout. No resistance overhead on the daily, and no crazy amount of volume where it became over exhausted in the first couple hours. So it did pretty well into the afternoon, consolidated, end of day, tapped out up until the high of day around 38, double tapped, and then as well, and this would have been a great short if you're a short trader. But I'm here trying, but in this journey, I'm here trying to grow my account. Um, I've studied stock trading from some of the great guru legends themselves, as you would all know, Timothy Sykes and all the other traders as well. Currently, I'm liking Stephen Dux's um, way of going about it with using volume to understand where the buyers and sellers would primarily be at, and time of days is as well important, and using your and customizing the pattern to work for you. Uh, my goal is to hopefully grow this account. It's $500, not that much. I'm under the PDT as well. So this shows, because there's not many traders that go under the PDT, 3-day trades a week, trying to grow an account. But but if I can stay consistent and my winning percentage is pretty great, or my risk slash reward is awesome, where I can where I'm get cutting losses quickly, but I'm as well as holding on to the winners. Then I would increase my size to maybe speed this process up, and this goal of mine as well as to educate and show the possibilities of stock trading. Yeah, not much to it. Almost 100 million volume. Market cap's 81 now. And now, end of day, typically it does retrace a lot, especially after this fake false breakout area where it could have been a great breakout with higher lower highs. I mean, yeah. Ended up just weakening out. No bids, probably. Volume was pretty great today on this trade. I mean, on this figure. Yeah. Next is GGPIW. GG. On the daily, it seems like a recent IPO. No news, remain volume. So I would have probably never saw this, especially if it was this. I would probably never traded it. But it is a great midday break, morning spike, consolidation throughout the entire day, midday break. This pretty much $2 or 205 ish potential 50 cent. Not much going on there. Would have probably never seen it. MBFY. Very choppy on the day on intraday. And on the daily, well, this was a great um, you know, multi-day breakout right here with 12 million volume right currently. It did come into the resistance area, which right here back in March, 38 million overhead resistance. So yeah, this would have been it would have been a perfect multi-day breakout if you went in and entered early. But it's right now currently looking like it could be a resistance area to short into, but yeah, I'm not gonna be shorting in this journey. Um, primarily I'm planning to just go long uh for now until my account gets above a certain maybe threshold, and by that time I will look into shorting, but currently just trying to focus on one aspect at a time of this day trading journey. Yeah, as you can see, early morning didn't not quite necessarily do anything. No volume for the first like 3 hours. So right around the afternoon is where it's picked up volume. If you came back in the afternoon to see what's happening, if you missed out on the early morning plays, this was a decent one. Let me see the 5 minute. I would have probably traded this on 5 minute time frame because it looks way more crisp and less choppy, as well as you could see where you're planning to stop losses. So right here, it's perfect pullback, 450 level entry, nice area of resistance right here and breakout, as well as a retest, or you could even re-enter on the retest, which would have been a nice, smarter way of going about it. But yeah, not a bad um, ticker to trade. It has news, but lately, what's the news? A trade show. So they pretty much went on a trade show to just show off whatever product or service this ticker is. I have no idea. Um, yeah, gained volume in the mid afternoon, so I'm guessing right around the afternoon press release. Oh, this is 17 days. So okay, so it's because volume has picked up. Press release went out, and maybe not much to it, just besides a little bit of hype. It's not crazy volume, pretty light. Yeah, ARPO. It's a pharmaceutical health in the healthcare industry. So there's pretty much that's pretty big propeller maybe. ARPO right here. Gap up on the daily. Um, maybe a 30% gap. or 40, depending. Uh, yeah, gapped up, came back down. We tested this this area of where it could have where it bounced off of, which is pretty good entry. We were looking on this on the daily. Uh, yeah, it's gap up, month kind of sort of breakout. It didn't really uh, it didn't open earlier, so it just broke out in pre-market, and then once market opened, sort of retested that area and broke out and had this area to for a gap fill back here. It didn't fill it, but could be a multi. It could be a multi next day green day as well, but it could be on a watch list. So see where it's headed, but not a bad ticker as well. 200 million volumes, which is ridiculous, which is a lot. Yeah, pre-market. I would yeah, nah. Let's go to the 1 minute actually. With tickers like this, I like to go on the 1 minute. Uh, they move very erratic. Uh, pre-market, there's resistance around 274 high. Slowly kind of made a lower low and came open market open, kind of went down, sort of gained volume and broke back up above this 13 EMA as well as the VWAP. This is very I don't like stocks that look like this. Too choppy for me. Too many levels of like uncertainty and not enough risk reward right here. I would have sort of kind of perhaps wanted to see a better double bottom, maybe better um just a better form on this for me to play it. Okay, right here, would have maybe use this double bottom right here to propel me to enter right around the VWAP area where we tested, or even this area for this double bottom, risking this area of 250. Entry is 10 cents above the risk. Potential profit, 1 on 290 is 70, 89, that's almost 1 to 3 risk right here. But you would have had to hold this throughout the entire time, being patient. Um, that's as I feel that I can be patient with these type of stocks. Um, uh, that's what I'm trying to improve on as well. And yeah, and then you would have had a great breakout, another retest, sort of the breakout right here. So right around, let me just put a horizontal line. So right here, as well as let me see, right here. Um, so nice right here, created a early day high, double bottom, and lower highs. Right here probably would have been beautiful entry. Tested the VWAP, lower high, trend line. The risk is 10 cents. Possible profit 30 cents, or even the break. You could have went higher, or you could have entered on this retest of the break right around here. It would have been a great entry as well for a what is it? Almost 40, 50 cent move right here. Clears 40, 50 cent move in a small spare of time, so you wouldn't waste your time. waiting for another uh, what if, you know? Yeah. And then kind of just tapped out, gassed out midday, came back down, bounced off the same area where it sort of retested, came back here, pushed shorts probably entering all throughout here, and then just shorting into these spikes possibly. Um, yeah, so that's what's happened today. I'm gonna go over. Let me just. I'm gonna go on over to Finviz and just look up on these stocks. These the ones that at least the ones we looked at. I don't want to go over all of them. Yeah, or else this would be a long video. And I'm just here trying to get a grasp a little bit. So over here on carb, very low float, as we can see. So it had so much float rotation. This is probably like a 15 plus float rotation. So every pretty much $1.50 move float is being rotated. So there's a new buyer and a new seller every area. That that can mean a lot. That would mean that these area of resistance are pretty low in significance because there's not a lot of bag holders since most of the float is being rotated. Um, most of the flow is being rotated would mean that there's new areas of buyers and sellers. So this is just becoming hype and you don't want to be last to the party. So finding a great risk reward and great everything is crucial in this game. Um, volume 92 mil, 38 mil, market cap. Apologize for all these ads. I should get ad blocker, but you know. So news is cannabis company, wait, what? Financial bank, regional USA. Uh, cannabis companies are swamped again. Target. Bancorp and Bank of America now is closing of social impact credit facilities. No news released. So yeah, it's pretty much I'm guessing just press releases and maybe the sector or anybody. Yeah, lately news is not the biggest propeller of these stocks. It used to be in the past, especially studying Timothy Sykes and other traders. News used to be like a big propeller. It still is. It's not that it isn't, but it's not like necessarily everything to it. It doesn't mean just because it has good news, it's gonna be a multi, Green Day. It has to be pretty like, maybe like one of those rare occasions, happens very few in a month type of stuff. Let's look at ARPL. We just move on. So this is the one we looked at, gapped up, kind of retested where the multi-month resistance area around 230, from 220-ish to 230-ish. Huge float, almost 45 mil. Obviously, these they might not be real, like not up to date. I mean, so we probably SEC filings or anything else to really check through these. But yeah, it had a 45 mil float. did a float rotation about like what, about 4 times, 4 to 5 times. Market cap is 81. Not much shorts amount. There's not 3-4% of all these total float is shortable. News. Uh, Shareholders. Let's go investigation. So it has news, a press release. I'm guessing they're under. They were under investigation. I'm guessing. I don't want to really look into it as it's not that deep. Um, for us at least, because we're here trying to quickly turn our day green or profitable. And we're not here to be bag holders or swing traders or long-term investors. MBFY, no, it's not. Was this one of them? Yep, this is one of them. This is the one where it had overhead resistance, where we can clearly see it right here, 690. So it could be a gap up and tomorrow, and probably off the gap up hits resistance and short right on the day. Could be a sort of a doji type of day for it. Pretty low float, 4 times the float rotation, small market cap. It's a consumer cyclical sector, furniture. Yeah, it wants to gapped up huge. Right here. So any gap up on this right here, gapped up, kind of fell back down and kind of made a bottom, slowly grinded up, and right here, multi-day breakout, boom. You got in right here, congrats, and hit the pretty much the max right now of today at the close, which is almost 649. Yeah, no news, nothing too crazy. So before I stop this recording, I want to go over what I traded yesterday and how I ended up down. I was $20. I was down $20. So yesterday, okay, as you can see, it's and NEGG, the ticker nag. Um, so this is the day I traded it, June 7th, 76 million volume. As you can see, multi-day breakout right here. First green day probably was on the day previous, and this became the second green day. Yeah, second green day, and had kind of resistance around 20, right around here, 22, 26, as well as all these 29. So kind of spaced around resistance areas. It's not bad. And it was one of those tickers where it got overwhelmed with the volume and the amount of moves it was making. So it kind of got halted right here. 46. Not bad. I wish I saw this earlier in the morning. I wasn't up. Kind of looked at this towards midday. Could have won a green. It could have, should have, would have, or I could have, should have, would have held a bit longer. But I put an exit entry, a limit order to get out. So yeah, you gotta, can't stay with these stocks forever. So mid morning, fantastic trade. If you could have bought this and just held it, fantastic. especially throughout the end of the day. Uh, Came down around about like what is this? Almost 40%. Reconciled about 40%. Held the bottom. Consolidation. Um, then right here, I was looking for this for more of a kind of a quick 5-10% move. You could have easily made 30% on this, perhaps if you held easy, right? I think I went in entering, okay, right around here is where I kind of sort of saw this. And I think I entered right around this 59, right around here before I kind of did this. And I thought it was gonna, I thought I could easily enter into right around here, risking this low of this consolidation was like 56. Just for a quick sort of scalp on this. Um, yeah. So went up, could have got out for a profit, but I was just like, you know what? Let's see how far I can go because sort of it had a higher low, so it was doing that, and it was holding these areas. Wasn't a bad like strategy. Um, and then this big red candle on the women, it doesn't look too big right now anymore. But yeah, this big red candle kind of scared me out a little bit. I kind of held it. It kind of held this bottom area, so I kind of held it for a little bit longer, and then came back a little bit, and then went a little bit lower than I wanted. Came back, and so I kind of stopped out right around here, and then quite frankly, not not the worst stop, not the best entry. Sort of a should have probably took that small scalp. I was up $20, and I ended up being down 20. So not the best of places to enter and exit. This area was kind of like cloudy, so it was pretty much for any quick scalp you wanted, you can get type of thing, sort of. So entering on, double bottoms, risking pretty minimal risk. Yeah. So as you can see throughout the day, came back down, consolidated, held the low, made higher lows, started climbing back up. And when it climbed back up, it broke through the high of previous high and double tap, double top, double tapped, double topped up here. And yeah, end of the day came and closed and gap down lower. And yeah, it's pretty much almost dead of the stock. So yeah, that's my trade on it. I've previously had a trading. I previously traded on an account on E-Trade before, so I just wanted to document this one's my second go at it. So before I wouldn't say I was horrible. I would say I was like a 50-50 on winning and losing. But the problem is that my winnings, I would have green days. I had a $700 day, and I also had a $600 day loss. So those two kind of like kind of really, you know, woke me up to how much potential is in the market, as well as how much you have to control your emotions, because being up more than you can make in a day, you could even imagine, is crazy, and being down that much is crazy as well. Yeah, so I had to like, it was pretty much 50-50 in my winning to loss. Uh, but my losses, I would stay in my losses longer which I kind of want to work on, and I would let my winners, as soon as I get good quick profit like 5-10%, I would get out, which is not bad. It's just that like I could see that it could probably develop to develop to be more. But I would just be a pretty quick trigger puller. So yeah, that's how it went. So I kind of just said, you know what, let me just go start on very small basis, start there, work on my winning percentage, work on my emotional side of trading, the technical side. I kind of know some of the patterns I want to trade. I kind of understand um like whether it's a scalp or more of maybe a 20%, 10 to 20% profit pattern. And yeah, I want to take you guys along or document my journey, and just for my sake, just to see how far this can go. And thank you for listening, thank you for watching. um I'll be I'll be uploading um several days, not every day. um yeah, the market is closed, and I'm out.